The one with the rope is, I think, probably the gold standard for all of that stuff, but it also has a rope, so sometimes it gets a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, even at the PI, we're going to lift, we have the trap bar, you go, and you want to rip it with some velocity, you know, some force, you're trying to make that thing move. But when you go to set it down, you also have to worry about, yeah. Yeah, I've been working with Brady for about a year and a half, I think. Yeah, he, you know, I started working a little bit with Brady Hiestand back in the day. Then I added another guy, and the next thing you know, Brady was coming off the show, and he was looking for someone to work with, but he was also rehabbing from an ACL injury, and I'm a physical therapist as well as a strength and conditioning coach, so it was a nice, easy transition, so we tried to work with his ACL issue, and then got him back to his first fight where he got that big W. We're in a unique situation. Actually all of the programming for Brady is created by the UFC Performance Institute, and so I have the privilege of helping him and learning alongside with him. But yeah, I'm in talks a lot of times, communication with Becky down at the Performance Institute, and we have made the decision to start pulling back the intensity a little bit sooner, just because Brady's really large for the weight class, and we have to make sure that he's ready to go for that weight cut that's coming on up. It's just not easy as far as losing the amount of weight that he does, so we want to make sure that we've already put in such a long camp. He's ready to go, honestly. I think he could fight today if he was up to weight, so volume and intensity's come down a little bit. Looks like your energy levels are coming up.
I feel better.
Yeah, you look good.
Oh, weight's low, my energy's good.
You mess with your phone and turn it on night mode and stuff like that?
No, but I do turn it off and put it away.
Well, even like towards the night, like the last couple hours before you're about to go to bed, turn your phone on in night mode. What it does, it blocks the blue light from going in your eyes. That blue light will stimulate cortisol, which causes you to stay awake. But you want to limit your lash in that blue light so that you can get your natural melatonin levels start to get stimulated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have one more thing.
Oh, you got some like stabilization?
No, it's
personal price plan. But what's with the oversharing?
What's what, mate?
Like this voicemail from Leah.
10 reps, 8 seconds.
Listen, so sometimes I like to nibble on licorice and pretend I'm a teeny mouse, chewing through wires.
Okay, let's do it. The unique part about working with the Performance Institute down in Las Vegas is they do a lot of objective testing. Brady has set some of the standards and some of the records for his ability to produce power under conditions of using oxygen. That really is one of his strong suits. He's such a good grinder and grappler that we don't really worry as much about the conditioning aspect just because he has it. He likes to work hard. You know, a lot of people waste their life going to work, working an 8-to-5 job, doing things that they don't really enjoy, they're not passionate about. We're always looking for our purpose, and my purpose has been to help these guys get to the next level and to do something special with their lives, something where they don't have to clock in 8 to 5. And the biggest gift I can give them is you know, the mistakes that I've learned along the way. I want to make sure that all my athletes do it the right way, do it correctly, and most importantly, just be able to endure the grind. I'm a big believer in that. Sometimes in this fight game, it's the most beautiful sport in the world, and sometimes it's the nastiest sport. You're an inch away from being knocked out, or you're an inch away from being a world champion. And so the wins and losses, they're going to come, but I want to make sure that my team, my guys, know how to just put in that relentless grind every single day, and you know, the result will come. It's going to be worth it in the end. We're going to do some really special things.
The one thing I see is I just see so much knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have so much to give.
Yeah, I know, he's like a computer sometimes. Like, we'll be talking about something, and then he'll just like look off in the distance and start spitting out a bunch of big words that we don't understand. We're like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You know what? My biggest fault as an athlete myself was just not knowing how to do strength and conditioning, and so now I take it as like it's my mission to make sure that these guys aren't out there running 15 miles a day thinking that they're just outworking their opponent, because that's really not beneficial for what we're trying to accomplish. A fight's 15 minutes. If you're really good, it's 25 minutes. So doing things for 2 hours, you know, training like a triathlon athlete, it's not necessarily going to produce the results that we want in fighting. And so I wake up every day, probably about 4:30 in the morning. I try to get research in every single day. I try to work on programming. I try to send motivational pieces to my athletes. I'm all in as much as they're all in, and I won't take athletes that aren't all in. It's one of the reasons I don't really do this for the money. I just do it because I'm passionate and I want to do something special, and I want to do something that other people don't get to do. But you have to find the right people like Brady. He's the poster child right here. Most people don't know this. He is the poster child.
Let's go. Let's go. I'll take it.
Never gonna have to bail him out of jail. Never gonna have to ask him to come do a workout. If anything, what we do is oftentimes we have to pull the reins back on him, where it's like, oh my gosh, you're overworking. Like your body's becoming run down, and thankfully he has trusted me where we make the call. Like right now, it's like time to taper it off a little bit. Let's make sure your weight's good, and we're gonna win.
Do you feel any responsibility, like when these guys step in the cage, like they you know?
No. As I mentioned before, like I feel nervous. I'm invested in it, but I'm a strength and conditioning coach, and if you start thinking like I have a piece of the puzzle to make them successful, but I can't teach them how to fight. You know, that's Rick Little's job, and Rick Little's one of the best in the world, and he's going to do a good job at preparing them in that aspect. But I've been doing it long enough where I know wins and losses come. I know that at one moment you feel like you're on top of the world and everyone loves you, and on the next moment, you know, everyone's running their mouths on social media talking crap about you, and it's a big burden to carry. But if you do the right things and you do it all the time, you know, good things are going to happen. I can't promise you that you're going to be a world champion, because sometimes life isn't fair, and we talked about how, you know, you're 1 inch away from maybe being knocked out, and there's politics, and there's a lot of things that go into it, but we're going to do some really big things as long as you have the right people. Like Brady, he's a grinder.
Let's go. We grinded.
Last question, April 22nd. How does that go?
We're going against a very dangerous striker on his feet. I think that Brady has a little bit of that dog in him. So when it comes to it, you know, maybe it's not the prettiest fight, but at the end, no matter what, his hand's going to get raised, and I know that much.
So yeah, we just did, we worked here in Dylan's basement. Dr. D just did the programming for today, a little bit of explosiveness, a little bit of strength, a circuit at the end, and a little bit of bike as well. Always getting good pushes. Yeah, it was good work. We're about 3 weeks out from my fight, feeling good, feeling lean. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, so I mean, one of the biggest things that I learned on The Ultimate Fighter was seeing Volk and his team, and how he has such a good network with, he has a dietitian, he has a head coach, he has a wrestling coach, he has a strength and conditioning coach, and how well they work together and how much of a team and family they really are. And so it's cool having Dylan a part of, you know, my family and my team, because, you know, he puts in the effort, he wants it just as bad as I do, and that's huge. You know, I feel the best I've ever felt. My cardio is on a new level. My striking, I feel like it's really coming together. My grappling is always on point. So I feel like I'm ready to go and kill it this fight and go make a statement. Obviously, go get the win, but I want to do it in a surprising fashion and get a finish and a $50K bonus.
Hell yeah. Let's fucking go, man.
Let's go.
Can't wait to watch, bro. I'm excited as fuck.
Let's go.
Usually we take 1 week off following a fight where your body has to recover because you've done so much with your, you know, cutting weight, you've been stressed through a fight camp, it's really hard. After that, you get a week off, and so I kind of use that time to be like, all right, let's do something else besides something to build the brand.
How unique is this guy? Like, you've had athletes, you know, coming through here, I assume, like, you've seen it all. What's different, you know? Is there anything different?
Yeah, there's something different. He's 135 pounds, and when you look at his ability to produce power on something like an assault bike, I take great pride in it. You know, I don't compete anymore, but I'm really good on the assault bike. For what it's worth, this guy is 135 pounds, and he gives me a run for my money. His ability just to work is unmatched, and he doesn't fatigue, and he really is able to go into a place where his brain can block out the fatigue. Most people, you'll see him shut down mentally. You won't know that Brady's tired until it's over. And then he'll show a little bit, but during it, he's cool, calm, collected, and he's just putting in the work.
Yeah, physically, he looks the best I've ever seen him. The weight, it seems like, is just, it comes off like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't even let him walk around anymore with the shirt off because I got a wife, and he is lean as can be. I've never seen someone with such a great physique, but like I tell all my fighters, it doesn't really matter about your physique. I could care less. Daniel Cormier is a world champion. He's got 2 belts. Physique does not always equate to sports performance, and sometimes that's hard to explain to an athlete. We want them to be able to produce power. We want them to be able to use their bodies in a way that they can implement all of their tools stylistically. Physique's just, it's a perk. You know, he's going to look good at the beach, but I don't really care about that. I want him to be able to perform.
you want him to go 5-minute rounds and...
I want him to just melt away his opponent.
Cardio is such a weapon, I feel like, in the UFC.
With his style, too, the ability to have energy systems that are really top tier is really important, because that's where he excels. He's a grappler, he's a grinder, he's improving in all aspects of mixed martial arts, so don't get me wrong. Don't be surprised if you see him just slump someone here shortly, but his best ability is his ability just to keep that relentless pressure.
Hell yeah. All right.
We're gonna break this dude.
Good
Break
shit.
him!
Break him.
Brady's Brady. He's probably the most athletic guy to ever be in here, and he's dedicated. It's a scary combination: athletic, dedicated. Like I think I see this guy being a world champ. I really do. So how's he doing? He's on course for his destiny. So I see this fight being tough for about one round, and then Brady's going to be Brady.
Is there any pressure going into just the second fight of his UFC career, basically?
Well, it's crazy until you get to like the 10 to 15 fight mark in the UFC. I think there's insane pressure. Because you think the first ones are more important, but then you go 4-0 and you're like thinking of how to jump into the top 15 and 10, and then you're jumping into big money. Then you're making this a real career. Right now, you're just a hopeful. And you're getting good money for a young guy, but it's not good money. You know what I mean? And you're trying to get that 100,000 every time you fight type of paycheck at minimum. You know, and it takes a while. So to me, they're all the same. Whether it's your first few fights or your sixth fight, because you lose. Yeah, if you don't lose those ones that get you to the next level, you'll always be swimming in the bottom of the pay scale, and it's not really a career. It's not enough money for a career. You got to have another job.
He's definitely very strong. He's good to learn from. You know, he actually teaches you, you know, as he's rolling with you. You know, he don't just clobber you. And so I look up to him. You know, he's a young kid, but I watch him, and
It feels good to go in here and grapple with dudes that can teach you stuff and that you can learn stuff from. And then on top of it all, Brady's got good stand-up. He's got the whole package. So I pretty much learned a lot from Brady, from Sam, from Mike, from Juliana Miller, from all these high-level people. You come in here and train with them, and you learn some good stuff.
Do you see anything different with Brady? Like, is there something unique about him?
Oh yeah. He's got ridiculous jiu-jitsu. Like, that guy on his back is dangerous. I've seen when in his first fight he got rocked, and actually Brady's got super like heart. He can dig deep and really, you know, tough it out and win a fight. And that's hard to find.
How do you see April 22nd going? How does that fight? What does that fight look like in your mind?
I think Brady will go out there, take him down, kind of do what he wants to do with the guy. The guy might get up and fight, but Brady will keep bringing him down, and probably break the guy.
I think he's going to kill it. He's on his P's and Q's at all times. Incredible with his movement and just really motivated. I don't think I've ever seen somebody constantly wanting to work hard where a coach has to say, you need to take a night to chill, or, you know, physically bringing him to the chiropractor to get recovery. Like, he's just so proactive, and the hard work is going to pay off. In my head, I just see him getting his hand raised in a spectacular fashion.
You know, he got strong hooks, good power puncher. You know, he's like really solid. It's hard to get him off balance. Not a whole lot of his grappling game has been shown in the UFC, so that's kind of a exciting thing for me to, you know, go experience. But yeah, he just got a good left hook and a strong right hand, so that's what I've seen. He's a counter striker, so he waits for me to come in, so as long as I'm staying smart with what I'm throwing at him, you know, I can stay pretty safe. And then, like I said, you know, his grappling's a little bit to be determined, but definitely not at my level, so that's all I care about. The most important fight of my life is the one coming up, and so this is the most important fight of my life because it's the one that will make or break my career every time. So I go into every fight, especially this one, with, you know, like it's life, do or die, life or death kind of a thing.
And then when you do that last strap, hold it here and then look right at the camera. Perfect. Okay. You're probably used to this now, huh?
Yeah, very similar.
Money, good, relax for a second. 3, 2, 1. Jeez. Okay, let's see. One more. I'm gonna come up a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Money. Good. Cool. And then just give me one more, like a. Right, you got your camera. Money. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Killed it.
Thank you. That's fun. Not really.
Yeah, good job. Looking fucking great, man. Yeah, right. You're supposed to be tired and depleted, dehydrated.
Trust me, I was a little tired for sure. Luckily, not dehydrated yet. That comes later, but definitely fucking hungry.
Hungry for a dub, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That hunger is more hungry than me fucking eating a cheeseburger, so that's more important. Man, got an Ultimate Fighter when I was 21.
How did Ultimate Fighter work? Did you like reach out to them or?
Yeah, well, Mike and Juliana from here, we're on there, so they gave me a good word in. But yeah, it's an application, just like anything else.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so when it came around, I just submitted my application, told the people that, you know, obviously are linked in with UFC, and they put in a good word for me. Ooh, he's coming back. Brain pump. Brain pump.